These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
I'm Faye Fredericks with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Neighbors waking up to hundreds of gunshots early Sunday morning near 35th Avenue in McDowell. Phoenix police say more than 300 shots were fired in this neighborhood after a fight broke out at a late-night house party. Neighbors tell us the gunfire woke them up. One woman showing us her kitchen window. It took a bullet that landed in her house. Others say they saw people running in all directions when the shooting started.
Pues realmente estamos muy asustados.
We are all very scared, everyone around here, because it's very dangerous for us. What if a bullet had struck someone?
Police say 21-year-old Amanda Franco died at the scene. Another boy was shot but is expected to survive. At this point, no arrests have been made and no new updates. When ABC 15 followed up with investigators today, call police with any information. Jury selection beginning in the Lori Daybell trial. The mother, convicted in Idaho of killing two of her children, is now on trial here in Arizona, accused of plotting to kill one of her ex-husbands. Daybell is representing herself in the case, but will have public defenders to consult with. Trial is expected to last about 6 weeks. Count on ABC 15 to cover it every step of the way. Severe weather now turning deadly. Officials in Michigan tell Scripps News Group a 2-year-old girl, her 4-year-old brother, and their 11-year-old cousin were all killed when their car was hit by a tree in high winds. Right now, severe weather warnings are in effect from Texas to Illinois. About 170 million Americans are bracing for everything from baseball-sized hail to thunderstorms, even tornadoes. Some 300 tornadoes have been reported in the U.S. since January, many of them in the same areas that are again being hit right now. More troubling news from Gaza today. The UN reporting that the bodies of 14 missing aid workers were recovered from a mass grave following recent Israeli strikes. One Palestinian Red Crescent Society worker is still unaccounted for. Over the weekend, the Palestinian Health Ministry reported the official death toll in Gaza has now surpassed 50,000, with another 114,000 injured since October 7th of 2023, when Hamas gunmen attacked Israeli civilians. As 19 states deal with a measles outbreak, a new ProPublica report reveals the CDC spiked the release of new data tracking the risk of catching the disease. The outlet obtaining internal documents that show CDC leaders ordered staff not to release reports showing the risk of infection is high in areas near ongoing outbreaks where vaccination rates are lagging. An agency spokesperson telling ProPublica that the report was buried because it doesn't say anything that the public doesn't already know. She added that the CDC continues to recommend vaccinations to protect against measles. New reaction this week to Trump administration efforts to kill diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, initiatives abroad. The Minister for Foreign Trade in France says France won't compromise after the U.S. State Department demanded French companies end their DEI efforts. In neighboring Belgium, that country lashing out at U.S. pressure after some companies there reportedly received similar requests. Meanwhile, in Spain, Barcelona's mayor says his municipal government will defy what he calls President Trump's attack on DEI. Uplifting Arizona today. It's not every day a former D-back shows up to high school batting practice, let alone with a bag full of bats. 11-year MLB vet and former Diamondbacks utility player Chris Owings is stopping by South Mountain High this morning to drop off some of his own bats, gloves, and cleats for the baseball team. He even stuck around to answer questions and share a few hitting tips.
Going back to those high school days, I felt like it gave me some motivation, right? Having some new equipment and actually being able to use it, right? These kids are in the middle of their season and, hopefully they take it and run with it.
He didn't stop there either. Owings surprised the team with a $1,000 grant courtesy of the Play Ball Fund.
Tracking your forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens. Winds are picking up, temperatures are dropping as we track a storm system moving into Arizona. Tomorrow, we start the day at 60 degrees in the valley, end up at only 75, and pick up those winds in the afternoon, which will be gusting at 25 to 35 miles per hour here in the Phoenix metro area. Up north, 45 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts. Look at all these wind advisories. They're actually in effect now all the way through 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Here's a look at the big picture. Low pressure coming in, winds out ahead of it, and chances for rain and snow by Wednesday across the state. Another quick system right behind it, keeping those chances going on Friday as well before we dry back out here in the valley. So here's what it looks like. Just a slight chance for us, better chances for rain and snow across the high country, maybe an inch or two in Flagstaff in that Wednesday forecast. But for us, just a 10% shot Wednesday and Friday. And Wednesday's the big cool down as we drop to 68 here in Phoenix.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.